Um, I'm good as soon as this graphic loads, and then I'll let you know. But Happy Good Friday, Houston. I'm KHOU 11 meteorologist Kim Castro. I'm going to walk you through this Easter holiday weekend and then show you the changes that are coming next week. Your weather headlines look like this. Today we're warm, humid, and windy, pretty much like we've been the last couple of days. No changes there. Rain returns Easter Sunday. In fact, we could actually see a couple of sprinkles on your Saturday. I don't think it's going to be very noticeable, though. What will be noticeable is the wet pattern that we've got next week. We'll see rain chances each and every day. Here's a live look from our camera at Hotel Zaza, looking out at the Med Center, Herman Park, looking very lush. It looks warm, and it is warm. Check out current temperatures right now. 85 degrees at Bush, Galveston already at 80 degrees, Brenham 84. If you're in Tomball, you're 85, low to mid 80s across the area. Some spots have a little bit more sunshine than others. Conroe is seeing a full shot of sunshine. Your hour-by-hour forecast looks like this. We're going to steadily increase temperatures. I think your high makes it somewhere around 90 degrees by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We are going to track a breeze throughout the day, and more cloud cover tonight means temperatures are going to stay pretty mild for your Friday evening plans. Here's a check of current wind gusts right now. 22 miles an hour at Bush, 32 at Hobby Airport, 31 for Brenham Sugar Land, 26. And again, straight up out of the south, that continues throughout this afternoon. Look at the projected wind gusts at 4:30 in the afternoon, close to 30 in Conroe, Hobby 26, Sugar Land 29, 33 for Brenham. So an overall really breezy afternoon and evening. You'll notice wind is still gusting to at least 20 to 25 miles an hour tonight. We get a little bit of a break early tomorrow morning. So think 6, 7, 8 a.m. That's going to be a good time for you to maybe go outside, go for those walks, go for those runs. You won't be feeling like you're running in place. That's how it tends to feel when you've got some really breezy conditions out there, which we'll continue to see for the remainder of your Saturday afternoon and evening. Winds straight up out of the south with gusts at 20 to 25 miles an hour. Only a 20% chance to see some showers for your Saturday. We increase the coverage and the potential for rain on your Sunday. We drop it to 30% for Monday. For Tuesday, notice Wednesday, future track radar is lighting up a little bit more. So we're already putting a 50% chance of some showers and storms by the middle of the week. That may be a day that we want to watch for the threat of a couple stronger storms too. We'll start with Sunday. There's a flood risk in case you have any family members that are trying to get here, especially for North Texas, Wichita Falls area extending into Oklahoma, with a moderate level 3 out of 4 risk for excessive rainfall and flood potential. That's a level 2 threat for the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And then for Austin, under a threat level 1, so marginal risk. Notice Southeast Texas, Houston, we do not have a chance to see excessive rainfall. We're just not going to see a lot of accumulation with this round of rain. Notice all the way through 10:30 in the evening, we're mainly seeing a widespread 1-inch potential for shower activity, ½ inch to an inch. And then those spots in yellow, that could be an isolated 1 to 1.5 inches of rainfall. Very manageable. Anytime we see totals at 2, 3, 4 inches of rainfall, that's when we might wonder about some ponding or some high water spots, things like that. But this is something we could definitely manage. Notice higher rainfall potential west of the I-35 corridor, and more rain expected as we head into Monday. You'll notice a few more inches possible here in Houston. And then by the middle of the week, we all have that potential of some pretty decent rainfall here, which will be good for the drought monitor. Remember, we're doing pretty well. We just have our far western cities and counties that are under a moderate drought. Otherwise, central Texas and East Texas, unfortunately, East Texas is not looking to gain a lot of rain this go around, but they're the ones that are under the exceptional, the worst drought category. So any rainfall that's coming next week is going to be nice and welcomed. So 85 at Bush is a 2-degree jump from yesterday, and notice that south breeze that has been pretty consistent over the last couple of days has now kicked up our dew points. We're in the mid-60s. The measure of moisture is what a dew point is. So anytime we're at 50 or below, it means the air is nice and comfortable and it's dry. So we're in the mid-60s, which means we've got some humidity out there. 85 actually feels like 87 degrees. Your high temperature again for today, 89 degrees. We'll see a mixture of sun and clouds, a few areas seeing more sunshine, like closer to Washington, closer towards the Heights. There's a good shot of a nice clear blue sky. Saturday, I think we'll see more cloud cover than anything and a few sprinkles in the mix. Your high temperature makes it up to 86 degrees. For your Sunday, you'll see on and off shower potential. I think a lot of our morning plans actually look pretty good, with the exception of a few isolated quick passing showers. By the afternoon and evening, that's when I'm going to hike up that likelihood of rain showers, and that's where the 60% comes in. But otherwise, pretty warm and humid on Sunday too, with the high making it up to 86 degrees. The current upper air pattern looks like this. So we're still under the influence of this area of high pressure. So that's why we're dry, meaning rain free. Yeah, it's pretty humid up there, but we don't have showers because of this blocking pattern. High pressure blocks the jet stream, but it's going to give way to this low pressure system on Sunday. And then look at what it does into the coming week. It flattens out the jet stream, so this is going to make us more susceptible to seeing some shortwave troughs, some impulses of energy get down to southeast Texas and increase our rain chances for next week. So that's why we're going from a mostly dry forecast to now a mostly wet forecast for this coming work week. We'll start with a focus on Easter weekend. So the upper level low by this afternoon is sitting right over the Four Corners. As it gets towards Texas this weekend, ahead of it, we're going to have a chance for some severe storms in North Texas this evening. In central Texas Saturday late night, and you'll notice during the early overnight hours that line pushes into the Dallas area, so early Sunday morning travel is going to be difficult for central Texas. And then as it moves towards Houston, we could still see some lingering energy here, and that's where we have that chance for a couple of strong storms. But you'll notice the majority of the moisture and the severe threat rides along this area of low pressure well off to our north. So this is mainly going to impact areas that are northeast of us, so Arkansas all the way up to the Great Lakes region. Your travel forecast looks like this. So things are going to be really pretty good and dry for West Texas, for South Texas. South Padre Island could see some lingering moisture on Monday. And then again, travel is going to be difficult for North Texas. So the Dallas area could see some showers and storms Saturday, lingering into early Sunday. Austin, it's going to be late night Saturday into early Sunday. And then for Houston, we've got shower potential Sunday and then working into the work week. Severe potential for Sunday is pretty low here in Houston. So we've got a threat level 1 on the 1 to 5 scale. That means the areas that are highlighted in green, which does include northern Harris County, so the Woodlands to Spring, the airport at Tascasita, Tomball, you could see one of these storms gain some more intensity in terms of the wind potential. We could see an isolated downpour. Can't rule out the possibility of a few hailstorms in there as well. And even an isolated spin up is not out of the question, but the likelihood of that happening is lower for sure, because by the time it gets here, it's used up quite a bit of energy. And again, we're on the tail end of that front. So just keep in mind, if you live in Grimes, Walker, Montgomery, San Jacinto, Polk, Liberty counties, there is a potential. So it's worth watching radar, checking your phone, seeing if you have any notifications. If you download the KHOU app, we will be able to give you notifications sent straight to your phone if we see one of these storms trying to dampen our Easter Sunday plans. But the overall forecast, a few scattered showers in the morning, storm potential in the afternoon, 86 degrees. This is what future track looks like. So pretty insignificant for Saturday. A couple sprinkles here and there. It's mostly cloudy. Sunday morning, Looks okay. By the late morning into the brunch plans, a couple scattered storms are in the mix. Notice the energy lifts north of the I-10 corridor, and that's where I could see a couple of storms gaining some strength. Now, this is just a future track model. This is not going to give you the perfect time, and this is not going to give you the perfect location. So I'm thinking this could definitely slide a little bit further south, and there could be a little bit more activity than this. But I just want to give you at least a picture of what to expect. It's not going to be rain all day for your Sunday. It'll be potentials that increase by the later evening hours. And then again, turning unsettled for Monday into Tuesday. So take advantage of the rain-free forecast we have for today. Maybe you go to Pleasure Pier to enjoy your Good Friday if you're off today. It's 80 degrees there. Feels like 84 though, because remember I talked about the dew points? Well, in Galveston, they're in the 70s. So that is tropical, very humid. High temperatures along the coastline for today will hover in the upper 70s to low 80s. It's going to be a nice day to enjoy. However, I caution you about getting into the water because there is a high rip current risk. The waves are also pretty choppy and pretty tall too in the Gulf, getting to 4 to 7 feet, and they'll get a little taller into this weekend too, up to 9 feet. So just keep that in mind. Okay, here's a little recap of your 7-day forecast. Rain-free today and warm, 89 degrees. Tomorrow, a very isolated chance for a sprinkle. It's mainly a dry day for us, and it'll be warm and humid too. For your Sunday, a few scattered storms, higher potential in the afternoon and evening, and then the storm potential stays with us all through next week. Keep an eye on Wednesday. I think that is when we could see a little bit more widespread rain and some stronger storms.